Now, something you should also note is it doesn't matter what your level was, at all. There are different levels that business analysts can work in as well. So you might say, oh, my experience is only in operations, right? I've done only operations all through my career. Well, business analysis also starts at operations. So we have the operational level of business analysis, the day-to-day operation of a business. Business analysis is involved there because we're trying to satisfy our customers, we're trying to increase our revenue. All these things we talked about, they're all business analysis. There's also the tactical level where you're working with the mid-level management. So if you're already in that mid-level management position, then you're already doing some business analysis activities that relate to that. And then we have the strategic level where business analysts work. At the strategic level, what you're doing is helping the company to set long-term goals, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year goals, and you're seeing how we can implement those goals for the business. You're basically helping the business to set up a strategy on how we're going to launch our new products, how we're going to enter a new market. Maybe we're moving from the south to the north. How do we, launch our products in the north, right? How do we launch our products in another country? How do we expand? How do we position ourselves when it comes to competition? How do we expand? Are we going to, carry out mergers and acquisitions? What are the things we're going to do? If you already have experience in operations, definitely you can still work as a business analyst. So, there are different job titles for business analysts as well. So when you think about business analysis, it doesn't have to always be that job title. Like we read, and we learned in the beginning, the business analyst role is not defined by your job title. It's defined by what you do at work. The general title is business analyst, but it could be anything else aside from that. It could be product analyst, it could be product manager, it could be data analyst, it could be business intelligence analyst, financial analyst, requirements analyst, customer experience analyst, user research analyst, product owner. There's so many different titles depending on the task and responsibilities you carry out. Like one of the most common questions people ask is, what's the difference between data analysis and business analysis and business intelligence analysis and business analysis? It's really about what you do. So for a data analyst and a BI analyst, that person is basically using data, using statistical information to help the business, right? You're using data and statistical information and tools to help the business make informed decisions. So when you do that, all the things you're doing is, getting the data, sorting the data, visualizing it, and then, of course, being able to present it to the business and saying, based on the trends I've seen, based on my analysis, what we see is that every 5 years, this is something that's recurrent in our business. So these are my recommendations to solve it. So it really depends on, the context, right? However, it's all business analysis. There are also other ways you can also make that transition into business analysis. So, earlier I was talking about the fact that if you already had experience in an industry, say banking, insurance, finance, healthcare, oil and gas, education, if you already had experience in an industry, it's very easy for you to transition to that industry. And basically, that's what a lot of my students do. However, as a business analyst, you can work anywhere. But that industry experience always gives you an edge when they're looking for a business analyst that have experience in banking. So there are actually roles like banking business analyst, healthcare business analyst. I've seen mortgage business analyst, investment business analyst, right? Oil and gas business analyst. So your experience is so important. That's why I tell people, don't ever discount the experience you already have. The experience you already have is valuable somehow. I'll give you 2 examples. First example is, someone that I coached. She was the lead for a customer contact center where they have a customer care officers who take on the calls, answer customers' complaints and queries and all of that. And she was the lead for the customer contact center. Now, when she reached out to me, she was saying she wanted to, get into business analysis. And I asked her, what have you done? And she said she'd been working in the customer contact center and she was now the lead at the center. Well, I told her that experience is still valid because a lot of companies, in fact, most companies have a full-fledged customer contact center. And there are so many things, so many moving parts to making sure that the customer contact center is functional, right? There are technologies that have to, be put in place. There are processes, there are policies and procedures That is where the business analyst comes in. So today, she's a senior business analyst working in the customer contact center, helping that a business, right, helping a company here in Canada with their customer contact center. I can give you another example of one of my students who actually is an entrepreneur. She's never worked before. So that person didn't even have any experience. Well, her experience was more of entrepreneurship. But in her entrepreneurship experience, she'd done so many things like getting her website done, fixing up her website, building apps, attending to her customers, solving customer problems. That is business analysis. She was able to use her experience as an entrepreneur, developing all these things to land a business analyst job. So there are other ways too, like if you have experience using a particular technology as well. So say at work, there are some technologies that you use. Maybe you use Salesforce, you use SAP, you use Oracle, you use Microsoft Dynamics, you use, some tools that are unique to your industry, right? I have a student who was able to get a business analyst role using, there's a particular software that they use in healthcare, right? And that person had worked in the healthcare industry for a while. And there's a particular software that they use in the healthcare industry, and they wanted a business analyst that could actually help them to implement that technology as well, right? So think about all these things. What frameworks as well do you have experience in? Do you have experience in agile framework, right? Do you have experience in the agile framework? That could be a plus for you. And then if you have experience using data, you do a lot of Excel, SQL, and all of that, then you have some experience in data. So you can definitely look at, the perspectives as well. What are the skills you already have? If you already have good data skills, you can get into the data analysis space, right? If you already have experience doing things that have to do with process improvement, process management, then you can get into the business process analyst space, right? If you already have experience in IT, right? If you're already somebody who has experience in IT, then you can get into IT business analysis. Think about, the different perspectives you probably worked in. Different perspectives also matter as well.